gather in Israel.
That's right, the Most High's gather in Israel, brothers and sisters. I'm Elder Ricard of the Gathering of Christ Church here with an impromptu quick broadcast in the wake of what's going on in the earth today. Presently, with the earth predominantly on the in the southern Floridian areas, Tampa Bay, I think Orlando is in the wake of this. We have a church there. We have a church in different parts of Florida, including Georgia. So I thought that we would do an impromptu discussion on what's going on in the earth to give some level of spiritual understanding concerning what's actually going on, and to give a on-the-ground report with our elder that's over the Florida area this evening, well, today, just so that we can keep our people abreast to what's exactly going on. And brothers and sisters, I wanted to do this is because every election cycle, when there's a president or whatever the case is seeking to change guard, or usually during an election season, brothers and sisters, everything is politicized. It's all about politics. Who did what, what's going on with the resources and all these others, while the poor is trapped in the wake of this, silenced, with no voice. We only get the corporate reporting on what's actually happening in the wake of disasters like this. So I thought that since we have churches in those areas, that we'll actually get an on-ground report and an insight of what our people are doing, the people that the corporate structure in news ignores. What are their fears? What's going on with them? And what exactly are they doing for relief or to get out of the way of this storm altogether? Okay, so I'm going to jump right in and we're going to talk about that. Now, let me say this, because some people might have questions. The first question is, in the wake of weather control, HARP, and what the government administrations are seeking to do in the midst of any disaster, sometimes what they're doing overshadows what the Most High is doing. Okay, so first and foremost, in the wake of all of this, as a church, we believe in Christ and His hedging, His power. We thank the Most High, Ahaya, in the name of Yeshua, for sending His Son and giving us insight in times such as this. Nothing can go down on the earth unless the Most High God, our God, allows it. Now, how many times we've heard the enemy state, even Rahm Emanuel from Chicago, who was once the mayor then or governor of the mayor of Chicago, and was one of the head counselors on Obama's staff. Rahm Emanuel said, well, listen, we are to never let a disaster, a good disaster, go to waste. Now, what exactly did he mean by that? There's no such thing as a good disaster. Well, we all understand the New World Order and how it works. It's looking to progress its one world system, where the whole earth is serving the elite powers. And understand, to do so, they must take full power from the world's citizens. Well, if that's the case, how better way of progressing their agendas than, after a disaster, set something up that would have taken years to do so if it wasn't for a disaster. See? So even if they have no hand in this, and there's a lot of questions concerning the technology they've been using with HARP or whatever the case might be. But hypothetically, just say if they had no hand in it. They would still use the disaster to progress their systems and to set up everything they would need to set up in areas that would have normally resisted. Okay? So either way, disasters are convenient for those who are a part of progressing the new world order. Okay? So now, with that aside, let me read this out of Sirach. Ecclesiasticus, the 39th
We've
chapter.
never seen anything like this.
Nope.
The waves are triple the size of a human being.
Okay, let's see. Y'all, you can hear me now, right? I'm sorry about that. I know you all can hear me now. Thank you. I got you. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, you all can hear me now, right? Yes? Okay, I'm sorry about that. All right. I'm just explaining away right now in the wake of everything that's going on. Now, let me jump in. The elite would like to take credit for everything, but what is the Most High saying? Well, we're going into Sirach, Ecclesiastes, the 39th chapter, to see what the Most High has to say about these disasters. Now, I'm going to use the Apocrypha. What I was mentioning while the sound went out is the fact that we are told in our Christian churches not to utilize the Apocrypha. That's deception. Okay, there's much wisdom in the Apocrypha. And what the lying Jesuits would tell our people is that the Apocrypha isn't spiritually inspired and that Christ isn't prophesied out of the book. That's a bold-faced lie. Okay? That's a book. Christ is written all through this book. And while they're telling us in our neighborhoods, in our churches, not to read the book, the Catholics has this particular book in their Bible, which is the original 14 that belong with the 66 of the King James Version Bible. Okay? Now, let's talk about what the Most High is showing in the storms. Ecclesiastes 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hail, famine, death, all of these were created for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, end of the sword, punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth. When need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So when you hear about storms, earthquakes, tempests,
let me bring you back in to that
yes,
point. The weather unit is saying this is an
the powers that be on the earth, yeah, they have the power to actually move things around within this realm. But when you see a hurricane that comes from the unseen, they're angels.
part of Florida, but
They're
all the way
angels.
down to the Keys. But these areas in
And
red,
guess what, folks?
these are tornado
They are
warnings. This is
strategic
where
in their
either
power.
they're radar indicated or
Now,
they're
some people
visual
might ask,
sightings.
well, why would the
And
Most
again,
High allow
one of the
this?
problems that we talk about
America
with
have been
climate
warned for
change
years to
induced
repent,
storms like this,
but yet
that
go
these hurricanes
further
now, we've had at
into
least
their
2 of these
wickedness.
hurricanes produce
And a
one
lot of
EF3
these areas that are being hit right
which is
now
unheard
are
of.
the
Has not
hubs
happened before.
for
And
their
now we're looking at
sinister,
this
evil
outbreak happening. And since
wickedness
we've been on the air,
that have
we are seeing
degraded
the
and
increase in
destroyed
tornado warnings
our
coming up. And these are gonna
children.
continue right on.
You guys are not going to believe this. This is your Day X World War III update. What does Hurricane Milton have to do with World War III starting in the Middle East? Well, this hurricane and its relationship to the events unfolding between Israel and Iran is nothing short of uncanny. This is something that I did not expect and nobody could have expected. What you're seeing here is a projection of the hurricane's pathway as it gains in intensity. Right now it's a Category 5. I believe it's still a Category 5. The intensity has somewhat lessened in the past 30 minutes, but it's expected to make a direct hit. The eye of the storm is going to go right over Tampa. Well, what else is in Tampa? The home of U.S. Central Command. U.S. CENTCOM is what oversees all American and, let's face it, Israeli military operations in the Middle East. All of the support ships, the refueling vessels, the amphibious ready groups, the naval assets in the region, the missile defense, just everything, okay, is all controlled here. We are expecting 10 to 15 foot storm surges, okay? So a 10 to 15 foot storm surge, dead center, right around Central Command headquarters, is going to see that this facility, which is right here, you can see it. I don't see any big dams or levees. I mean, this runway, it's basically touching the ocean. This is a 3D view. It does not look, maybe it's like, I don't know, 20 feet or something. Like, we're in a 3D view right now. I presume these trees are maybe 30, 40 feet high. Yeah, this is at sea level, basically, which is the dumbest possible thing you could do is build this facility there. I'm sure it's there because it's the closest to the Middle East as far as the crow flies, but it's a really dumb decision because now it's about to be destroyed. It's about to be destroyed by this hurricane.
When it comes to spring breaks, when it comes to debauchery, when it comes to adultery, fornication, perversions, a lot of these are promoted within these particular areas, and the Most High allow the storms to come.
These tornadoes firing up into this evening, Kate. And again, as it gets darker,
I'm broadcasting, Shawan.
they're even going to be harder to see.
I'll send you a quick text.
Is really a rough
Thank you. I'll
one.
call you right
Tom's
afterward.
point, Talking about landfall.
It's impromptu, so I'm sure he didn't know that I was broadcasting.
Now it looks like it makes landfall somewhere between Venice Beach
So a lot of these
and
places,
Sarasota with,
even though there's
Category
great
3
people
storm about,
whom the Most
10
High
p.m., 11 p.m. tonight,
has,
about 1 to 2
family-oriented
Now,
people,
if that
loving people, those who
stays like
fear
that,
God in
we're
those
gonna be
areas.
looking at these
It
storm
doesn't
surges
change the
that
fact
happen
that when the
right
Most High
along
sends
between Fort
judgment,
Myers and,
judgment comes.
Bonita Springs.
But the same
again,
way he
if this
delivered
moves to the
Noah
north of
through the
Sarasota,
flood,
I should say of St. Petersburg,
he delivered
Tampa,
Lot
it's gonna be a rough
and
time.
Lot's
Right now, it
daughters
looks like most
out of
that
Sodom and
motion,
Gomorrah.
winds are gonna be
There's
from
many,
Fort Charlotte to Fort Myers to
many
Bonita Springs. But if it moves a
within
little further to the
these
north,
areas
well,
who the
look
Most
out,
High will
Sarasota
preserve.
to,
And
St.
we
Petersburg
pray
and
that the
Tampa,
Most High
that's where we're
will
gonna
have
see
the
biggest
angel
storm surge coming
move
in.
around and not
And so
attack
that's where we
these
have the
places
problems. That's
to
the-
preserve
this is only a 10 to
God's
15
people who are
mile
there.
difference, Kate. So, but
Which
right now,
brings me to our esteemed and loved elder from that area, Elder Nathundazar. How you doing, Elder?
Shalom, shalom, Elder Call. How are you, sir?
I am blessed by the Almighty. Let me bring you in real quick. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
All praises, me too, Elder.
let's talk about this real quick. 1 second. I'm getting news all over the place. Lord have mercy. Real quick, if you can, let's talk about this, because I know this is very alarming with this particular storm that's about to hit Florida in the wake of what just happened with what they call Hurricane Helena. Okay? And you see what they're doing out there. They're trying to politicize this. They're trying to make it more politics, either side, who didn't do what, but are really ignoring the grassroots, and that's why I wanted you on. First of all, Abanazar, if you like to introduce yourself to the brothers and sisters who are watching, and what area are you from, how long you've been with the church, and just introduce yourself to the congregations of the world, if you may.
Right. Shalom, Azamkar, and shalom, everyone who's online right now listening. My name is Elena Tanazar. I've been in church since 2009. I run the church in Orlando. This is where the body is right now at this moment. We here. We are about to see a hurricane, and we here. The Most High is here with us, and we have confidence that the Most High will save the poor.
Well, let me ask you, because you reached out last night, and I made it clear that we're going to pray that the Most High will move that angel away out of harm's way of where you are, and to protect the brothers and sisters who were there last night in my response back to you.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you, what are the current reports that you're hearing on the ground right now?
Right now, we do have some in Orlando. We have some tornado that touched down in Orlando already. The hurricane is actually supposed to, actually landfall tonight, maybe 1-2 p.m. But we already having a lot of rain in different areas. Orlando, even where I'm at, because I'm in the East Coast right now in Florida, we are having a lot of rain.
Hold up for now. Let me try something else to get the volume even better for you, okay?
Okay.
So that they can hear you?
Okay.
All right. So go ahead. Continue saying what you were saying. Go ahead.
Yes. The storm is supposed to land touchdown between 1 and 2 p.m. 2 a.m. today, but we already having a lot of rain. Again, tornadoes are in Orlando. We have a lot of tornadoes in Orlando. Where I'm at in the East Coast, lots of rain at this moment as we speak right now. We know the hurricane is to predominantly go through Tampa and the West Coast area. But as of now, there's a lot of action going on as of now, without having everything coming together yet.
So let me ask you, in the wake of everything that was going on, because I'm hearing a lot of threatening information coming from the news, saying that one woman reported if people don't leave, they'll die. Okay, I don't know how she could empirically make that particular assertion or put the fear out there. I know the governor also suspended tolls so that people who would like to evacuate could evacuate safely. So when the offer was made to evacuate, you're not in the Tampa area. Many people from Tampa, which we have a few church members there, a lot of people began to just in droves leave out of Tampa, right? Now, when it comes to you, was there any suggestion from the Orlando area to evacuate? And if so,
Oh yeah.
okay, so did you decide to stick around, or did you make a concerted effort, or are you looking to just leave Orlando? This is real time. I haven't talked to you about this. Just so let it pass, and if the Most High let it pass, then so be it, but not stay, in the midst of a danger zone.
Right. It's since Saturday while we were in church, we made an announcement. We inform everyone that there's a storm coming. But as it get worse on Sunday, we noticed out of nowhere the storm picked up to a category 4 and 5 on Monday. So on Sunday we made an announcement to everyone in the body to make sure they prepare like we usually do. Get as much food, water, and anything that they're probably gonna need for the hurricane as much as possible. We made those announcements and everybody received those announcements. And on Monday, we made another announcement again, letting everybody know because now it turned into a category 5. Usually when a hurricane is in category 1, 2, we're like, okay, well, it's 1 or 2, that's okay. But when it says 5, that's a major. When it's 4 or 5, it's a major hurricane. So we decide to let everyone know, listen, evacuate and leave now. To be in a category 4 or 5 hurricane, it's too dangerous to be in a situation like that. And that's why you heard the mayor says that, listen, if you're in the Tampa area, leave or you could die. It's a very serious threat. And we understand that those threats, we are not to take it lightly neither, knowing that the Most High is on our side, but certain areas are not in that threatened level. So those who are able to just stock up and stay, and on the East Coast, the threat is not as bad as the West Coast. We make sure everyone is, prepared, have what they need, knowing that they'll lose electricity and power. But on the West Coast, we make sure as many people as possible, which we do have some people who evacuate already. We make sure that everyone who's able to evacuate do so, which they did. Some of our people did evacuate, and some of our people went to different areas, upper Florida, like Jacksonville. Some even came down south just to make sure that they're okay, knowing that the hurricane is less. The impact would be less.
Hold on 1 second, okay? I have a few questions for you. 1 second. 1 second. I'm going to see if I can do something about this volume real quick because the Rhodes isn't working correctly. 1 moment, all right? Bear with me. Bear with me. And while I'm getting the other microphone real quick, I need you to answer this, the Thunderzar.
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you evacuate? Answer that.
Okay, it's where I'm at right now. The category is 1. It's not a 2. It's not a 4 or 3. It's 1, and we are able to sustain, category 1 as long as we stock up. We know we might just lose power. It's category 1. Usually, category 1, most people do not evacuate. But when you hear category 3, 4, yes, it's a must that we do leave and we do evacuate. So the reason why I have not leave is because it's only category 1. Down south in Miami, they're pretty much gonna get a lot of heavy rain, but not as much as category 1 in the down south in Miami.
Okay, so that's good to know. So what areas are in category 1 that you? I know you're guiding all of the people of Florida. All of them are under your particular region, so they're reporting to you.
This is how we have a lot of officers set up in every region in Florida. East Florida, West, the East Coast, the West Coast, North, Central Florida. We have officers in every region. What we do, they report, they get information from every region, reports to me, and I reports to them. I let them know what to do, what to say, and so on and so forth. They report it to the members, and the members report to them, and they report to me. So basically, as we speak right now, every officer is in contact with their members, and their members will report to them. The members who lives in that particular area will report to them, and once they get the report comes to me. So this is how we run in the whole church in Florida. We have officers in every region. Jacksonville has an officer. Central Florida has an officer. West Coast of Florida has an officer. The East Coast has an officer. We have officers everywhere, and we work as a team. So whatever's going on right now, we all know what's going on.
Okay, all praises be to the Most High. I do really appreciate all the work you're doing. What I would like to do is ask you a few questions and open it up for you. So I need you to hold tight. Brothers and sisters, we'll be right back. We're going to ask a few serious questions as far as preparation goes, right? Like what preparation was put in place even before the disaster. And if something was to happen where brothers and sisters are caught in the wake of this, what type of emergency relief would be provided for them, okay? So hold tight, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Hit the like button. We're talking about it real time, what's going on with Hurricane Milton. And I also want to go into some of the predictive programming. It seems as if Hollywood have been preparing people for years to understand that there will be an impactful hurricane that's beyond America's, I would say, or any state's I would say potential to be able to actually overcome such disasters. It seems as if they were predictive programming this for a long time. So I'm going to talk about that with you on the other side, okay? Hold tight. We'll be right back with Elder Fernell. Right now you're in Orlando, right, Fernell? I mean,
East Coast of Florida right now, Port St. Lucie area.
What part?
Port St. Lucie area.
And that's close to more so the Orlando area?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, hold tight. We'll be right back. Any questions you have, we'll be more than happy to open up Skype to talk about those too. Hold one moment. We'll be right back. All right. Okay. Say something now, Nathanazzar.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you all the way. I just wanted to make sure the volume was better for them and for you. I think something is going on with this mixer, so let me move this out of the way and get a better mic here. Okay. I think we're in better shape now. Okay, say something now.
Okay, Shalom Ella. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better?
Yeah, that's fine. You are absolutely great. Your sound is absolutely excellent. And I would like to say, I appreciate and thank you for your leadership over there and your calm, your calm demeanor is really what's needed in times like this. And brothers and sisters know they can trust you, because, you're very, I would say, calm, reserved. You don't panic. You understand, and that's what's needed in such. And let me tell you, you're very dedicated in your labor, and your labor of love have been seen throughout this church, and especially amongst the congregation who love you. All right. So I know even through tough times, I know it gives the brothers and sisters there encouragement to know that there's people there who genuinely care about them and believe in the Most High. Right?
Yes.
Now right? So now let's go into what type of preparations were in place initially hold on, let me get this right here. Yeah. What type of disaster relief or preparation was in place initially, so that brothers and sisters would be ready for something such as this? Are they ready?
Yes. Can you hear me, Elder?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay. All right. Yes. So we have officers, like I mentioned earlier, in different areas who have prepared places for members who are actually unable to either go anywhere or don't have enough to prepare it for. That they have places for that. If they need to, they can go to these particular officers or go to them directly. So these are the type of preparation we set in place. And those who are for, we make sure that we initiate certain places that they do have shelters for them to go to. But the first and foremost, what we do is that every officer have something in place. If someone needs to come to them, they can go to them and direct them exactly where to go.
And this is a blessing. A little brothers and sisters probably hear the accent. Yeah, your brother, Elder Nathanazzar is in fact Levi. Okay, don't listen to the news talking about they eating your cats. All right, all that mess they got out there. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not for Trump, but Trump didn't even actually say that. He didn't even actually say Haitians are eating cats. He said they are eating cats, right? It's the news who spent it to Haiti so that they can get on this black against white type thing. But we all know, whoever been over to China, you understand what's in the markets over there. So when they say they're eating the cats, we need to look at these Japhetic people who are coming across the border, military age, and are using their particular skills to be able to whip up what's ever coming out of the bushes. That's not Levi. That's not Haiti. So let's clear that up real quick. I'm just trying to bring some levity to this. But all in all, yeah, we have Levi here, and the Most High have this brother working with the church, him and his family, his wife. And hey, they're doing a great job in leading during this particular tough time with a storm that's reaming actually towards different parts of Tampa. Now, what I'm hearing, and we prayed last night, what I'm hearing is that, Nathanazzar, is that the storm may pass over, may not hit some of the areas which were currently forecast. Can you shine a light on that? Have you heard anything over there concerning that?
Right, and it's like I mentioned earlier, it will go through Tampa. I mean, Tampa will be hit like very, very hard. But when you look up north of Florida, Jacksonville area, of course they'll get some rain. We're gonna get some stuff, but it will not hit them as hard. It will predominantly be, the Tampa area, East Coast, West Coast, and Orlando will be Category 3. Those areas, they will be hit heavier than any other area in Florida. East Coast, of course, some parts of the East Coast will be hit, but down to Palm Beach and West Palm Beach, we will have a lot of flood and rain, but it will not be as hard as, Central Florida or Tampa area, West Coast area. But yes, it is true. Certain areas would not be as bad.
And the members that we have in the Tampa area and those who've been following the church, you've already reached out to them to make sure they're out of harm's way, correct?
Definitely. Some of them have already evacuated, and those that are staying there, we are in constant contact with them through the officers. Definitely. Okay.
I would still suggest that if they are still deciding to stay there, for them to leave anyway. Okay, we do have a disaster relief with the church. Okay, we have a disaster relief. It's right here. Let me pull you in here. Let's see. We do have, as you know, a disaster relief, Elder Nathanazzar. And in the disaster relief, you go to gatheringofchrist.org/donate. It's the same as if you were going to donate anything else. And when you go down here to see what it says right here, there's a long list of things to choose from. But then you hit this disaster relief, And you can do it through PayPal or whatever the case is, the credit card or whatever, and put the amount you're going to do for disaster relief, and the money goes directly towards incidents like this. What happened in Maui, what happened over in Canada. If somebody was caught in that, the money goes to that. In Puerto Rico, there was a serious hurricane not too long ago, years ago, and we had relief for that. And the same here. If somebody want to put a relief in there, they can do it straight through the church. The money it never touches our hands. It stays strictly nonprofit money to go to houses who individually need these particular funds in the event of an emergency such as this. So we do have church members, and you can suggest to them that, hey, if you need to evacuate, there is dollars that's already in the relief, and when others donate, that will actually just replenish what's in there. But you can let them know they're not on their own here, okay? That if they need to go to a hotel in your area or some other place, those funds could be requested upon to get them out of harm's way. Okay?
Okay.
And see, and that's what a family is about. That's what a church is about. That's what the body of Christ has always been about. Okay? It's not about, just coming together somewhere, congregating and socializing. It's real time church once we leave the building. Okay? Church is the family. Right? So let them people know that they don't have to stay in Tampa if they don't want to. All right? Let them know as soon as I get off the line with you that there is relief if they want a hotel to get out of harm's way. Or we could open up our homes to those in those areas and have them stay over until the storm passes by. But there's no way any of our church members should be in Tampa if they're saying that it's a category 5 coming through there. Okay?
Gone.
All right. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about, Nathanazzar, I don't know if you know about this. I'm going to get into what they're saying from the White House and all that in a moment. Right? Let me move this out of the way. And again, all of you can go to gatheringofchrist.com/donate if y'all want to put something towards the relief fund. Again, this is where you go to, and there's a drop down for any category you would like to actually submit help to, okay, when you go there. All right? So let me talk about this real quick. Let me get this out of the way, and then soon we'll answer a few questions. One moment. I wanted to show you this real quick. I wanted to show you this. I don't know if you've seen this. It so happens I'm getting all these reports all morning. 2004. There was a B movie out called Category 6, Day of Destruction. Did you know about that?
No.
Category 6, Day of Destruction. Right? And there is some things out there where they're saying that there's a similar name to the name of this particular hurricane that could have been said during this particular production some 20 years ago. A hurricane that comes out of nowhere. And then there's a sequel to this that was out there. Let me see if I have it here. There's a sequel to this. Let me pull it up. Let's see. There's a sequel to this. Category 7. The End of the World. A TV miniseries. That's really more so like predictive programming. Okay. And this came out in 2005, a year later. Category 6, Category 7, and they said Category 7 is the end of the world. Now we know that the end of the world is talking about the end of their world, not the Most High's world. And all in all, when you look at this, it's showing the predictive programming on what they want people to think in the event one of these particular catastrophic events such as hurricanes happen. They've already programmed people of what to think and what to prepare for and who to blame. Okay? Now, let me ask you. Right? Let me ask you real quick. Let me put it here. Let me ask you real quick. Let me change the side by side. Did you hear the interview that was being given that the press secretary gave Nathanazzar about now the complaints about the FEMA money that was allocated to the asylum seekers that they let in America the last 3-4 years? The illegal immigrants. Have you heard about that?
The illegal immigrants coming to America?
Not the illegal immigrants. The fact that there was FEMA relief. In 2022, the press secretary, speaking for the president, said that a lot of the allocation of the FEMA money for disasters is going towards the asylum seekers for relief. I may have to pull that up so you can hear it.
Right.
And then the other,
go ahead. They claim that they don't have any more money to give to relief for the hurricanes now.
Just the other day, she said that it's a lie. We never said the relief money went to the asylum seekers or the illegals. But now, when you look at the Helena that have just hit, thousands of people are missing right now. The carnage is up to hundreds of people that they can actually identify now. In some areas, they're saying that stench is so bad that it's unbearable. That's not even being reported of those that are trapped in the mud and are dead in the wake of Helena. So I wanted to get in front of this now because once the disaster hits, it's going to be a blackout and they're going to spin whatever narrative they would like to spin to politically protect themselves while our people are suffering on the ground. I wanted to talk with you now before we get to that stage of things where it's a blackout and the voiceless has no voice. What say you?
I agree 100%, Albert. We should make sure we put everything together.
Okay. 1 second. You can hear me clearly, right? I want to make sure.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you now.
All right. Okay, great. If you can't hear me, just let me know because I'll be rolling now. All right. I want to show this real quick if I can. 1 second. We'll pull this up.
Call Senator Bob
I'm gonna pull
Casey.
this up.
Tell him to.
I'm gonna pull this up real quick. And if you had to put something out there, not just for the members, but for the brothers and sisters that are out there listening right now, we have a lot of people, that's waiting to come in. They're going to talk about this. We're up to 1,500 right now. If you have to send a message out there to everyone in the wake of this disaster and what's going on, what would you say?
I would just let them know to make sure they stay out of harm's way. It's extremely important that we take it seriously as well. Whether something major is going to happen or not, we don't want to take any chance by not believing something may not happen. We do have faith in the Most High God. We trust the Most High God, but we also understand that making preparation has nothing to do with fear. Noah had to prepare. Everyone had to prepare when it comes to having faith. Faith is the biggest form of preparation. So we would, ask everyone, like we've always saying, that listen, get out the arms way. If you have to go to a different state for now, please do so. Just make sure that we don't take this lightly. We do take it seriously. So I would strongly suggest, like we always been saying down here, move to somewhere where it is safer. Do not stay in harm's way.
I want you to hear this. Real time.
Former President Trump was the first leader to travel to assess the damage, arriving in Georgia last week to help relief efforts, 2 days before President Biden and Vice President Harris decided to visit the Southeast to survey the damage.
Our country is in the final weeks of a hard-fought national election. But in a time like this, when a crisis hits, when our fellow citizens cry out in need, none of that matters. We're not talking about politics now. We have to all get together and get this solved.
Joining me now in the Sunday Morning Futures exclusive is former Hawaii Congresswoman and member of Trump's transition team, Tulsi Gabbard, who has been on the ground in North Carolina and Georgia helping the victims of Hurricane Helene. Tulsi, thanks very much for being here this morning.
Thanks, Maria.
Can you tell us what you have been experiencing and assess the situation from the ground?
It was heartbreaking there to see how many people.
You know what? Better get in the Thunderzar. Let me show it on the screen so they can see it too. I'm going to show it on the screen so because it's more engaging when they can actually see the reaction. You have this Pierre, sister, fellow Levite sister over here, as the press secretary, lying to the population. Okay? Lying, claiming that the money that usually go to disasters didn't go to these illegals that have now been paid to come inside the United States to replace the service class. All right? There it is right here. Let me copy this and we can watch it together.
Former President Trump was the first leader.
There it is. We are in about, About 1 minute in. Let everyone else see this. Fair use for educational purposes only. And for religious reasons too. Religious purposes. All right. Real quick. Let's get this real quick. Let me pull up the browser here. There it is. There it is. Fair use for educational purposes.
Thanks very much for being here this morning.
Thanks, Maria.
Can you tell us what you have been experiencing and assess the situation from the ground?
It was heartbreaking there to see how many people still have been forgotten. And this is difficult to capture in words when you see entire towns and entire communities have literally disappeared with their lives, their homes, their businesses, their entire life savings swept away in this 20-foot wall of water that went through their communities. The sad thing is, Maria, I look back to what happened in Maui during the wake of the tragic historic fires there and the many layers of failures that came from FEMA. And I'm seeing the exact same thing play out here today. While Vice President Harris and Joe Biden claim to be doing all they can and providing all the resources possible, FEMA is out on the ground, they say. But when you go out into these rural communities, they have yet to see anyone with a FEMA jacket on knocking on their door saying, how can we help you? It is a slap in the face to these Americans to also then hear how the Secretary of Department of Homeland Security is saying, sorry, we don't have enough money because we are providing hundreds of millions of dollars to illegal immigrants and providing them with free rent, free housing, free food, and other entitlements. Meanwhile, these people have lost their homes, they've lost their vehicles, they've lost their businesses, and they're wondering how they're going to get by to tomorrow, what to speak of next week, next month, and next year. There are such a huge laundry list of the needs that they have. You look at power. So many of these communities are still without power. There are many small towns with hundreds or maybe 1,000 people who live in these towns. As you're seeing here in these images, they have yet to be able to get the power they need to be able to get access to water and water pumps and wells. They are wondering, where is FEMA? Where are the Army Corps of Engineers? Why haven't people come out there and started to do the necessary work that the volunteer firefighters are unable to do themselves? They're doing all that they possibly can, and they're wondering, where is our government? Why are they not here for us? This is just another example, unfortunately, of Vice President Harris and Joe Biden's American people come last policies, and we're feeling it firsthand.
It's
American people comes last. Let's go here. Now check this out. Now listen to this, Elder Nathanazzar.
Listen.
FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program.
Food and shelter program, September 16th, 2022. When everyone was asking, where's all the money going to come from with these illegals you're bringing into the country to replace American citizens, especially black people? This woman, Levite, okay, I got to put it on Levi on this one here. Corrine, our sister, she's still our sister. Yeah, but she's reading from a script though, she has no choice. But she states there in 2022, September, telling where the allocation of funds were going to come from for these illegals from the Ukraine, these illegals from Eastern Europe, from Somalia and different areas, right? Where are the billions of taxpayers' dollars going? 2022. Listen.
FEMA regional administrators have been meeting with city officials on site to coordinate available federal support from FEMA and other federal agencies. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program.
Food and shelter program, not for those who have died on American soil fighting for the country, not for the veterans. Okay, not for brothers and sisters who are like Nathanazzar and all that in this country as citizens, not for those who have paid into the country. So we're not going to make this a foreign argument claiming that it's against our own people and all these others, when we got people here like my brother Nathanazzar. He's from Haiti. But he's a citizen who went the right way, and on top of that, he's paid into the taxes here. So how can these other people, Ukraine and all that, get the funding money while our people suffer over in the Carolinas? They're still pulling people out of, and there's really not. I pray that the catastrophe pass over in Florida. But if there's no funding for the last disaster that just happened, who's going to help the people that's hitting Tampa? Listen to this, Nathanazzar.
To eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants. We'll continue to do what we can as a federal government to support these cities as we rebuild our asylum processing system after it was gutted by the Trump administration.
Now, there they go it was gutted by the Trump administration. What she mean by that is Trump stopped the funding that would go to illegals. That they want anything, they would have to come through the regular process and work hard like everyone else. So that's what she meant by Trump gutted it. Trump said no more money to people unless they go through the proper process. And they would work like anyone else to get a piece of the pie. That's what she meant by Trump gutted the money that would normally go to illegals. What's wrong with this? Fair use.
Yeah, there you go. Busted and busted again.
Now, check this out. Now, Nathanazzar, that really doesn't. Let me show you here. You have to hear her quotes side by side to understand how dishonest these people are. Not that we've ever said that they can be trusted, right? Listen to this.
Hey, come see us up of cringe Jean Pierre. So they were asking her, hey, FEMA's out of money to give to hurricane victims, because that's what Mayorkas said. That's what she just said. She just said they're going to need additional funding.
Fair use.
Well, I guess she didn't want to answer the Lebanon part.
And so a lot of people were saying, yeah, that's because you spent it on illegal immigrants. You took that FEMA money and gave it for disasters, and you gave it to illegal immigrants.
$1 billion, I believe, Jimmy.
So here they're going to ask her about that. She's going to say that's a lie. That's misinformation. But we have a video of her from 2022. Well, watch this. Let's play it.
It's just categorically false.
Categorically false. So when someone says something is, I don't even know what that means categorically. If you put it in a category, put it in a category, then it's false. What? Is there what? When someone has to add that extra word categorically, it's just automatically suspect. But she says,
what's so suspect about qualifying the word false?
Right? So someone's asking her that you spent the FEMA money on illegal immigrants, and she says that's well, let's listen.
It's just categorically false. It is not true. It is a false statement. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants.
No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. Well, guess who's going to contradict her? Her former self. 2 years ago, she said this.
Funding is also available through FEMA's Emergency Food and Shelter Program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
So there you have it.
Nathan Nazar.
Wow.
Now you see why we have to work together to prepare? Like conversations like we're having right now are so important. They're not coming to save us, brother.
Yes, sir.
They're not coming to save us. And if we don't rally together, and don't forget, we're doing this as a church and anyone that we baptize and seek to help, but it extends beyond that. But they're even getting in the way of American citizens from helping one another in the event of a disaster. It's not bad enough that they took the money and gave it to those who are undermining the citizens here. It's as if they're funding mercenaries to stoke some type of war. Now you see why for years we were talking about preparing and making sure we look out for one another and set funds in place, food storage in place, because they're not coming to save us, brother. And let me tell you, just like the Most High told Joseph in Egypt, hey, there'll be 7 years of famine after 7 years of plenteous. And when it's all dried up, if y'all don't store in those 7 years, don't think anyone is going to be there to save you. Let me tell you, they're telling us to our face that you're on your own. You're on your own. They're smiling. Go ahead. Go ahead. What say you?
No, I agree 100%. And then, everyone who joined the church, and this is the thing that I'm hearing as well, they see in what we're doing. They can see the unity and the love. And one thing I always emphasize too, and I tell people, is the more you in the Bible, the more you will understand. There's a scripture in 1 Corinthians 13:13. It says that, it's very short. I'll read it real quick.
I'll get it for you.
Yes, sir.
You said 1 Corinthians 13:13?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13. And let me pull up so everyone can see it here. All right. Okay. I'm there. Go on.
Yes, and it says, and now abideth faith, hope, charity. These three, but the greatest of these is charity. So I let everyone know, like, listen, even though faith is important, these things will last forever. Faith will always last forever. Hope will, of course, we have to have hope in the Most High. Okay? And of course, we have to have, charity. But it says among those three, the one that's greater than all of them is charity, which means we give in love, giving with passion, giving or helping with what we have, which is charity. That's among faith, among hope, charity is the greatest things that we can do. And we see these things among the body. And when new members come and sees that, they know for sure this is where they belong. Yes, we understand we have faith. Yes, we have hope in the Most High God. But when it comes to help each other, that's our number one goal. And that's what we're trying to establish every day. And among the church, I think we're doing a good job doing that.
All praises be to the Most High. And you know what? It's because of pillars. Those who understand and are working to see the end of our faith. Because I'm going to tell you, Elder, it doesn't get any better. The government isn't coming to save any of us. They're dismantling America and all the governments as we speak. It will only get worse. So it's as if the Most High is forcing us to come together for self-preservation. Either we come together under the Almighty or fall through the perils and the judgment that's coming. I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at so many dynamics of this. Even Hollywood, through their predictive programming, has warned the world, Nathanael, concerning what they were going to do. We'd be a fool to sit here with the knowledge of the Almighty and all the truth He has given us to prepare in this time to sit back on our hands and do nothing. That's not faith. And then when the people all together look into us and saying, well, okay, we've always been here. You said that the God of the Hebrews was our God and that Christ would help us. What's the plan? Who are they going to look at? And I'm going to tell you, you look at the T.D. Jakes and all these others out here who the Most High is taking down anyway. But at the end of the day, all that their congregations have put in towards their ministry, when it hits the fan, they're going to be on a jet somewhere with no plans at all, out there to themselves. And guess what? They've been so much into this prosperity thing to believe that money was going to rain down on them forever that they never thought to prepare for the famine. For when what? For when the well runs dry. Because that's not even a part of their ministry. It's all about abundance, abundance, abundance. When the Most High is telling you a famine is coming, there will be no abundance. Okay? The money we have, we must put into resources for something tangible that's coming. So that at the end of the day, that money is going to be tangible. And everything we do is bartering through tangibles, through what we own, what we have in our possession. It's going back to the way it was before money. So it's so important to have people in like mind, because if you're not in this truth and not dealing with this Bible, let me tell you, people are actually, they're out to lunch. They have no idea what's going on in the earth today and have no inclination. There's nothing that's going on with them that can have them understand what they're up against and what's coming against them. And Elder Nathanael, that's whether they prepare or not. It's coming. It's here.
Right.
It's here. So it's important that doing the work is on par with the doctrine of the work. And the work happens even when the cameras are off. right? In times like this, when there are disasters and people are seeking to lean on their church family, their brothers, their sisters, to know, guess what? You're not alone in the work of adversity or in the midst of emergencies. I mean, that's such a comfort for brothers and sisters to know, you know what? I have an extended family. And to some degree, it's a shame. This church can be depended upon in most circumstances, especially in the event of an emergency, than blood family. And you know what? But that's the way it should be. Christ says, who's my family? My mother, my brother, my sister are them that do the will of the Almighty. And it should be. Can you take a few questions real quick? We're not going to be here long. Right? Before I do that, and again, we're going to have a report now, and I want to have a backup report once this thing subsides to understand where this is going. I thank the Most High you are in a category 1 area where you don't have to worry about leaving right now, but it could be some precipitation. But outside of that, your family is good, and those that are in the higher categories have been directed out of danger, correct?
Yes, sir. We've on multiple occasions we have let everyone know to make sure that they take the proper precautions, either evacuate or go to the safest place. And we also have officers in place, if they need be, to contact them, who will guide them to a safer place. Okay.
All right. So they know who to contact in the event of all emergencies there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Great. Well, we're going to open it up for a few calls. But before I do that, I would like to announce real quick and tell our brothers and sisters, man, let me tell you, Elder Nathanael, we are about to embark on the most insightful academy since the academy's existence. In the midst of what's going on right now, the next academy, I don't know, hopefully we'll have more after this, but we're going to go into this like it's our last academy, the fall of the last empire. And Nathanael, that's what we're witnessing right now.
Yes, we see with our own eyes. It's like everything you've been prophesying for years, Elder Carl. I mean, not just me saying that. We can see it coming to pass as we speak. Everything you've been saying for over 14 years, 13 years I've been in this. I'm not sure, since 2009. We've seen it. Even the Iran prophecy, the Babylon falling. We are actually live right now, witnessing everything. That's exactly the time we're in right now. And you came up with the perfect title for the Hebrew Bible Academy.
The fall of the last empire, because when Tampa's hit, when Asheville, North Carolina got hit, after the disaster, it isn't going to be built back for the advantage of those citizens who were there prior. It's going to be built for the corporations. It's going to be built for the new people, for the replacements. So the fall of the empire is happening right up under our noses. To prove that, they went 10 toes down and made a 4-year plan to flood different countries with the illegals. Those are mercenaries. Mercenaries are people who come into a country with no emotional attachment to its citizenry. That's what mercenaries are. They're there for a job. They have no emotional attachment to the government, to the Constitution, or to the people who live here. That's what you call, that's right, folks. That's what you call the undermining of America. It's happening as we speak. And when these disasters happen, guess what? The elite is just going to just rebuild it for the New World Order. 15-minute cities and all these others, things they would not have been able to do if people were still just living on the land without interference. Now they can build it back already for the next phase of the New World Order before 2030. And I'm going to be talking about this. The fall of the last empire. America is the last leg of Rome. And when you look at the moral degradation, the sin that was going on, and all of that, the reason why the Most High rained fire down on Pompeii, you're going to find out what we're seeing with the LGBTQ movement. Folks, that's a social undermining. That's a political party of mercenaries to demoralize any children we have in the earth that are left to be saved. Their focus is to demoralize and to totally destroy our children. It's a political party of straight, listen to what I'm saying, folks, of straight nihilism. Now, I know people that are struggling with different sins and all that, whether it be gay or anything like that. We're not talking about people that are dealing with individual sin. We're talking about when you bring it together as a political stronghold. What is that? It has nothing to do with someone individually sinning. It has something to do with an agenda. And I'm going to tell you, the fall of the last empire, we're going to go into it. Election outcomes. War in the Middle East. Hurricanes, earthquakes, truck driver strikes. And you know they just delayed that off just for a little bit, just so that they can get through the election. Is World War III impending? How will it impact us? All of that, folks, be there. The fall of the last empire in the next academy, where we update the final path to the mark. We're going to have 4 new lessons. One will be the final path to the mark because Elder Nathanazer, what I didn't know when I was talking about the satellite that they would put in the sky that would track people. And remember in 2008, 2009, I said they was going to do what? They're going to have it in your supermarkets, Walmarts, and others where you will have less employees and the machines will be checking the people out. Remember that?
I remember.
Look in your supermarket. This was before YouTube. And I said they already are putting the satellites up that's going to be the trackers, but they need the phones in place first. And at this time, it was right after George Bush went into Afghanistan and others to commandeer those particular mountains for lithium. They needed the lithium because the lithium would be led to what? The phones that they'll use to track people and to collect data on how the majority of the earth moves. What I didn't know, because no one knew of him at that time, how Elon Musk would be the glue that would bring it all together. Who knew Elon Musk in 2008, 2009? People barely knew about Bill Gates to some degree. He was just some guru, some financial guru that dealt with computers. Before YouTube, I told everybody what was going on and someone took our video and put it out there. And that began our life on YouTube. And now we're living it. The last classes that I taught in America before traveling abroad and coming back was what? The path to the mark. Well, guess what? Elon Musk is the finisher of all what we were talking about, because the technology that he brought forth is everything we said was going to happen. Neuralink, and the fact that they're putting people on psychotropics and giving them lithium, and now it's in their bloodstream. What happens when, what? What happens when it's no longer the phone the beast is communicating with? That it's you. That your brain will become the main chip. For that, that's right. You'll be the device. I'm going to tell you, let me hold it there. The whole plan was to make you the cell phone. And dependent on it for what? Commerce and also exchange. We're going to commerce, exchange, and all of that will be linked to the mark of the beast. You don't want to miss the next academy, brothers and sisters. I'm going to tell you, you don't want to miss it. The fall of the last empire. And when does that start? We're going to be right around the election, where it might be chaos going on at the same time, but guess what? We're here for the truth. We're going to speak through troubled times, as we've always done. November 10th, 2024. Go to historytimes.org. Hey, folks, not only someone put in the chat that you'll be the battery. That's right. Not only will you be the battery, you'll also be the motherboard. Okay? You'll also be the processing chip. Folks, everything they use in the computer world to make a computer, they got that from normal biology and science of biology. I'm going to tell you, the whole thing, the brain, the hard drive, okay? All of that. The brain is a hard drive. That whole concept was made to transfer to man. The mark of a man, mark of the beast. And then they have what? They have the new computer coming by 2030. The quantum computer, look it up. It links directly into everything we were talking about. There's a book that Elder Lawyer brought forth in the Academy about 2 years ago, showing Bill Gates and all of them, this big black book. We're going to present that one page at a time of what their plan is for humanity. But they cannot do this unless what? Unless there's total complicity by the world's population. And folks, we're here. There's no resistance. And to prove there's no resistance, any 2 times they can go into a school and convince a little boy to put on a dress and to tell his parents he's no longer a boy, he's no longer a boy but a girl, with no community resistance, you're already defeated. If they can rattle the brains of your children, folks, we're done. If the children can't be protected, I'm going to tell you, it's over. Even the thought of someone stating such things, let me tell you, it should have been all out mayhem. Just the idea of putting that out in the public schools. But then you're going to march out there for George Floyd? People are backward. Another thing. Nathanael, before I open up questions, are you allowed to stay on for a few questions? I know you still doing what's going on there. Yes? Okay, your volume went out.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Yes, sir.
I can hear you. This is something deep. Come to find out that if someone, check this out, Nathanael, in PA in different parts of the United States, if anyone, an American citizen, is found to have killed a cat or a dog, right? That can go up to 3rd-degree felony, 2nd-degree felony, and jail time. Now, I'm an animal lover. I have a dog. Check out how backwards America is. If you kill a cat or a dog, you can go to jail and face felony charges and the right for you to bear arms taken away under a felony. But if a woman decides to have an abortion after an abortion as a form of birth control, that's productive freedom. That's encouraged. A matter of fact, you would have a president who would run on the fact that they would allow women to get rid of their own children without consequence. What's wrong with this world? where the rights of a dog or a cat, okay, understand this, that the consequences for harming a dog or a cat is more grave than a woman choosing to get rid of a baby. And you wonder why the Most High is sending destruction all around here. Real time, I'm looking into the laws and seeing certain circumstances where people are going 10 toes down over a cat or a dog and willing to put somebody in jail for it. A second degree felony, a third degree felony, where you can face jail time in America for a cat or a dog. But let a sister go. But yet at the DNC, they had sisters going into a Planned Parenthood bus to get free abortions. This thing is over.
Yes, sir.
It's absolutely bonkers. All right, let me open the call. You care to answer a few questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I also want to make a quick announcement too. Of course, we did send out our updated list, members updated list. We want to make sure that, for those who still have not reached out, please reach out to administrations and also every officer to make sure at this time, again, we want to make sure everyone's contact, is being updated as well. We want to make sure that's clear. Everybody who is a member of the church, their members, their contact is updated. Again, especially in a time like this, we want to make sure every member, your contact is updated. Just want to make sure that's clear. If you have not done so, please reach out to all the officers and including administrations to make sure that's in order.
Say that again, if you don't mind.
Right. Again, we want to make sure everyone's contacted list, everyone who's a member of the church here in Florida, your contact, is updated, especially in a time like this. We want to make sure your contact information is updated. Reach out to administrations, reach out to all your officers, including myself, to make sure we have all your information, especially in a time like this. Even tonight, if possible, please do so. We're going to be up all night anyway with this hurricane, so please, it's never too late. We've been sending this information out for a while now. Just want to make sure while everybody's watching, please send out your information if your information needs to be updated.
Thank you for putting out there, especially in times like this. If you're a part of the church, please reach out, get your information updated. If you're in the storm or whatever the case is and you haven't reached out, please reach out to Elder Nathanazar. Or if you don't have his contact immediately, just send an email to goccSouth@yahoo.com. Okay? I want to put this out there real quick, Nathanazar. I put this up, right? It says, yes, killing a cat or dog can be a felony in Pennsylvania if it's considered aggravated cruelty to animals. A felony of the third degree that occurs when someone intentionally or knowingly tortures, maims, or kill an animal. A third degree felony can result in a prison sentence up to 7 years and a fine of $15,000. What world are we living in? And guess what? Something got to be, there is something wrong with people, because even they said there was something going on with Elon Musk with his propensity to go after animals when he was a kid that was strange. And that's a whole other conversation that's going on. Okay. Usually when it comes to people that become mass murderers or whatever the case might be, or become sociopaths, they have a history of just doing weird stuff to animals. So of course, animals should not be harmed. But what in the world is going on in America where the penalty for harming an animal has graver consequences than a woman or someone that's looking to get rid of a newborn baby. And how crazy is this that someone can actually politically run on getting rid of a baby as a positive to be elected? What they call it, women's rights. To do what? And they know that they can get rid of this baby, folks, their baby. And what they don't go into is the medical issues that comes with that. The future breast cancers that scientifically are connected to that, because the body automatically start producing milk. What happens to that milk? End up drying up and all these other things and causing issues. And then the shock on the body from a woman who does this, and the psychological is irreparable, the psychological damage. Because once you do that and get accustomed to getting rid of life, it turns people into psychopaths. And you wonder why the storms are all over the place and things are happening right now. I mean, what? Let me tell you, what would the world look like if the Most High would continue to allow this world to operate how it's been operating? There's no end to their wickedness. So eventually, a judgment is eventual. I need y'all to check that out too. I started to look at this. I'm looking at some of these laws when it comes to protecting animals. That means the life of one of our children. And we're talking about up to 20 million children that have probably been deleted. That would have had other children that would have made us a major constituency politically against the evil ones who are attacking us. Think about that, 20 million children. Our children, God's children, the children of Israel. And guess what? They're not worth, listen to me clearly, they're not worth the life of a cat or dog. And how do you know this? Well, the law bears that out. The law bears that out. I'm gonna bring you in a second. You can tell what really has worth. What has worth is protected. See? This is why even in our neighborhoods, we readily harm one of our own opposed to other people who've been harming us. Why? Because we know there's graver consequences for harming other people. If we harm each other, guess what? No one's coming to find out who did what. They'd rather you kill everybody else off. They want you loose in the neighborhood to cause havoc. But you go harm one of them and see won't you be hunted down like a dog. That's how backwards this world is. Over 20 million of our children, the children of Israel, have been gone. Never had an opportunity to see life. And guess what? It's celebrated. Ask Kamala, the East Indian. That's what she's running on right now. She's running on the right for our women to continue to get rid of our children with no consequences. But yet, get rid of a cat or dog, they'll call it animal cruelty, slap you with a third-degree felony, and threaten jail. That means a baby's life, a precious baby's life, is not worth the life of a dog or a cat. Wickedness. I'm gonna open up the calls real quick, all right? And then we're gonna have dinner. Have dinner tonight. Please support the work, folks. Please support the work. We need your support. Jill's Gathering of Christ.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, Blog Talk Radio, 515-605-9327. And again, you can help the work. Go to gatheredofchrist.org under donate. You can support the work you see here. Just hit the drop down. If you want to help the disaster relief, there's a disaster relief tab on the drop down. You don't have to give that much. Whatever you can give towards the disaster, if something happens, that money's there to help people in times such as this. So I wanted to put that out there for our brothers and sisters. All right. 515-605-9327. You can call in. But again, go to gatheredofchrist.org/donate to support this work. No one's coming for us. We have to, in times of need, we have to support one another so that when the events happen, emergencies, guess what? We're not waiting for Salvation Army or anyone else. We're on the ground to help our people, and that's what it's about. 515-605-9327. We're going to open up the lines. And yes, the Cash App for our weekly broadcasts, such as this, are now available. $GOCC report. $GOCC report. 515-605-9327. We have 540 coming on the line first. Hold tight. We'll be right back. We have Nathanazzar from Florida broadcasting live in the midst of the storm that's coming there. If you're in the Tampa area, if you're in other areas, I would like to hear your reports also. Hold tight. We're coming right back with the phone calls. One moment. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited. You are invited. You are invited. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, the fall of the last empire. The fall of the last empire. Nathanazzar, I think I found out what the issues were with the sound. Hold on, I think I found out what the issues were.
Okay.
Let me see. I think I forgot to switch the Skype. Yeah, I did. That's what it was. All right, Nathanazzar. Say something now. Say it now. Yeah, 1 second. I can hear you, but I just got to do one thing. Right here. Boom. All right, say something now, Nathanazzar. All right. Brothers and sisters, can y'all hear the Thunderzar on the outside there? Can y'all hear him? I can hear him clearly in my headset. I want to make sure you all can hear him. Yes? Say something again, the Thunderzar. Okay. I think I know what it is. Multi-channel. Multi-channel. Say something now.
Shalom, everyone who are listening online right now. Shalom to everyone.
That's absolutely excellent. They can hear you now.
Oh, praises.
I got you. There it is. Let me pull you up. And again, Nathanazzar, I'd like to thank you for, I know you're in the midst of, contacting all those who are in Florida and all that. And I know they're still texting you and calling you, directing the people in the midst of this storm. I really appreciate all you do. I really do, my brother. I do.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's open up the lines. 515-6059-327. We're going to start off with 540 area code. This looks like a familiar phone number, but if anybody like to chime in and ask any questions or have any statements or comments on what we're talking about. There's a lot of things going on out there that they're talking about. They're talking about how there must be some money. There could be some money in place that would have 15-minute cities in these areas. These are serious beachfront areas that's worth its weight in gold. If only they can get these poor people off of this prime real estate. There's a lot of questions that are out there right now, allegedly. But hey, 515-605-9327 if you want to chime in. It's going to be a short broadcast tonight. I want to get in, and if there's in the event of an emergency, Nathanazzar, if I have to get you on, in an impromptu broadcast anytime between now and Friday, I hope you'll be willing to parse some time for me out so that we can give people a current update in the midst of this particular storm.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll be up all night, just waiting, getting reports from everyone as well. And we encourage everyone also to report to anything that's going on, whether it's power down, whether it's whatever's going on in your area. Just have to report it to all of us. That way we'll know how to go about things or how to move people from one area to the next. So we're going to need those reports as the officers are dropping messages. Please respond, and we need those reports so we can find the best way we can, save as much people as possible through this storm. We're going to be up all night. The storm is coming down around 1-2 o'clock. So, just contact us. We'll be up. We'll be waiting for any information, any emergency. We'll be up. Just contact us and let us know what's going on.
Okay, thank you, my brother. All right, let's open up the lines and hope you're open to answer a few questions if they have them. We only have one call here, so it might be a very quick night. 515-605-9327 for anyone who would like to chime in. And for those who don't know, brothers and sisters, the Biden administration with Kamala Harris and that Pierre woman stated in 2022 that all the relief money, they don't have enough money after Helena hit because that money went to the illegals, whom they're shielding as asylum seekers. And there's a lot of concern out there that these people might be moved around to determine the outcome of the election, being that our people have finally woke up to what these people have really done to us and are no longer going along with the fake Democrats who have always been used to destroy our people. So since we've woke up, we've awakened, hey, there's a lot of janky things going on with this thing where they may move these people around, speed their citizenship so that they can actually probably disturb an election. And I hope our people are waking up and seeing this. And for our people who are supporting these people, hey, I'll tell you what, if that's what you vote for, that's what you get. Don't complain when there's no jobs and you got a degree, this degree that you're in debt almost 6 figures to pay, with no job in sight that will have it where you can actually bring down that debt. Do not complain when these people, Ukrainians and others, get housing and all the funds that your forefathers bled and died for. Don't complain. 540 area code.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Elder? My name is Tiffany. I'm in the Richmond, Virginia area, well, Chester, Virginia area, and I joined a GOCC church a while back, around 2016-17. I got baptized, but they never gave me a certificate or anything. And I don't know if you can get rebaptized, but I'm trying to find another body. But I have no idea where I can go. The previous church I was going to was located in Petersburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
But for me personally, they wasn't operating in the spirit to me, and I wanted to find another, another church, but I haven't found any luck. So.
Okay, well, if you're saying a church haven't operated in the spirit, you should have let us know what was going on so that we can make sure it could be fixed. All right? I mean, they operating in the spirit now, and I can tell you that.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't want to put nobody on blast or anything like that, but there was a deacon there. He kind of had to give up his position or whatever because he wasn't. He wasn't letting the other elders know of certain things that were going on in the church, and it just wasn't. It didn't feel right to my spirit.
Sister, listen, sister. You had the full right to do what you did, and anything that was going on was fixed. All right, it's done. So so what I can do is I can have Elder Lawyer call you, okay?
Okay.
Let me have your name again.
My name is Tiff. Do you need first and last?
Just your first name.
Tiffany.
Tiffany. Well, I'm sorry about that experience, but that's not indicative of what happens in most churches, especially with what we've established in this truth. But I'm gonna tell you this. No one or no church is beyond reproach. Okay? But your experience shouldn't have been what you dealt with. And I'm glad you were able to persevere to where you are to be accepted again. Okay? Because, sister, we're going to need each other. All right?
Yes, we do.
All right? And in times like this, let me tell you, years ago, I tried to run away from what the Most High wanted me to do. And the realization is I had to accept the fact that I can't unsee what I've seen and what the Most High have shown me.
Right.
So the reality is, even if I try to take my ball and go home, I still have to deal with the reality of when I open that book and realize, hey, I'm going to need to be with some people in like mind when all of this goes down. Okay.
And that's kind of how it's happening for me. It's like, ever since I've been woken to the truth, I just can't stop. Like, everything around me just bothers me so much. And I'm trying to stand still, but I know that I need a body with me. And I'm trying to find that body to, help me along the way.
Well, sister, that's what we're here for. And I'm glad you've endured up into this time and the enemy didn't take you in the midst of that stumbling block that happened for you. But we're going to do our best and just hold on, pray for us. But I'm going to tell you, the people that's in this church are here to, and guess what? We're being shaped in the image of Christ as we come closer to the end. And you understand? I'm not here to make no excuses. I'm not here to look at the past and make an excuse for anything. I'm here to say the Most High have had us persevere, and we're here for you now. Okay, whatever's been done back there, I'm not trying to rehash none of that. Listen, we got to finish this. So if you're willing to get in, and forgive whatever's happened back there and see what's going on now to help us through this so we can help you through this, hey, that's what this church is about. All right? Okay. Welcome back. And yes, when you get your call, Tiffany, someone will send you your baptism certificate.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm writing your number down here, and I'm gonna have the elder reach out to you in the area.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sister. Thanks for calling.
And I just want to send my condolences to anyone that's that's living in the Florida area that's experiencing the hurricane. And Most High be with everyone, and everybody stay safe.
Thank you. Thank you. (216) area code. 216 area code.
Shalom, Elder.
Shalom, sir. The sax extraordinaire. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And shalom to the elder in Florida, too. One day I want to come down there and minister and play for him down there in Florida.
And you're welcome anytime, my brother.
He says you're welcome anytime. Let's talk.
Okay. I wanted to know, because I was looking at something on YouTube where a brother, he was talking about this situation is going to become another Katrina. And he was saying that the black people in Tampa are situated in the eastern part of the city, and it's just 11 feet above sea level. But in other parts, it's like 48 feet above sea level. And I do have a brother that I'm in communication that's in your body from Tampa Bay, and I'm checking on him to see if everything's all right with him periodically.
Okay, well, that's a blessing. Thank you, my brother. That's good.
And my prayers, me and my wife, praying for everybody in the churches that's down in that area. I've been down there before. And we just praying to the Most High God, He spare and help our elders and even other people that are not even in our church, and our brothers and sisters that's not in our church, that the Most High spare them.
Yeah, well, we need to continue to put our prayers out there for all of the family, even for those who are not in the church, that the Most High would, have grace on us and give us an opportunity and look at these signs as a point of return. So, I mean, we don't hope that anyone get destroyed into this, especially how the governments use these disasters. Okay. So I just hope that, we pray, put our condolences out there, but also pray that the Most High have this pass over if it be His will. All right.
Amen.
Thank you, my brother.
Bless you.
Bless you, my brother. Thank you.
Double honors.
All right. And also, we got to put our condolences out there for Elder Owl. I got a text that not too long ago today, Elder Owl, who's actually over the Carolina church. Unfortunately, he lost his mother, and it just happened. So I'm going to call him right after this and give him my condolences and all the support he needs to get through this. I know what it is. There's nothing like mama. So make sure y'all put out your prayers for Elder Owl. He's a pillar in this work. I mean, he has power in prayer that reaches the throne of the Almighty when he prays. And we pray that the Most High accepts his mother into the bosom until we see her again. And Elder Owl, if you're looking at me, we love you, man. And I'll give you a call as soon as I'm off of the broadcast. All right, let's open up the calls. 407 area code. Oh, Lord, feed that baby. 561 area code. Shalom. 561 area code. Okay, going down the line. 561 area code.
Elder.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Elder, can you hear me?
Yes. The floor is yours.
Oh, all praises, all praises, all praises. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that I got through. I'm so grateful. Oh, all praises. I have been following you all since 2021, and I have been trying to get connected with the ministry. And I'm just so grateful that I actually was able to get in today. Like, I'm just so grateful. I went to the event, the summit in Augusta, Georgia with my daughter.
Okay.
And we have been trying to get reconnected with the ministry because my phone had broke, and I was connected in Florida with the minister with one of the elders in Tampa, but my phone had broke. When my phone broke, I lost his phone number. I lost everything. And I was like, oh, my goodness, I was disconnected. And then I was so grateful when we were able to go to the summit in June. I mean, and I've just been trying to get connected. I emailed you all. I hadn't got a response yet. My name is Tashana Maruk. You even hugged me at the summit. I was so grateful that I got to see you, but it just was like, I'm just so grateful because in the season that we're in, I know the Most High is working, and He gives me visions. Like, one of the things that I've been so grateful is because the things you talk about, the Most High gives me visions so that I can see them, and this is like you bring the confirmation to the things that I've been seeing in my visions, and I'll be like, I'm just grateful that I got through today. All praises.
What is your name, sister?
Tashana Williams Maruk.
Tashana?
Yes.
Okay. Tashana, we're going to have Elder Fresnel, once he's past this storm here, Elder Nathundazar, we're going to have him reach out and call you, okay?
All praises, all praises. I'm so grateful.
Now, where are you living? Are you in Tampa right now? What part of Florida?
I'm actually in Tampa. We had to evacuate. So currently we're in Daytona during this storm.
Okay, so you did evacuate out of Tampa. All praises. Great.
I didn't want to.
I know you didn't want to, but I'm glad you did. I mean, sister, listen.
Ride the storm out and let the Most High's will be done.
Sister, the worst case scenario, even if the storm passes over, right? It's best to get out of harm's way and return after the storm is done. So you did the right thing. All right. So I'm gonna have Elder Nathundazar reach out to you. It would probably be after this storm, and we're gonna link you up with the church. Okay. Stay safe.
All right. Thank you. Be safe, and God bless. And all praises, and God, may the Most High continue to bless you all in your ministry.
Thank you. Shalom.
Shalom.
And the Nathundazar, it's so encouraging to hear that even through the midst of all of this, Nathundazar, our people in such good spirit.
Right. All praises. And, and that's the confidence we have in the Most High. And, our people, we believe in the Most High wholeheartedly. And we always enforce, believing in God, teaching the law. Make sure no matter what, the Most High is the only one we got. And that's what we're trying to do. And I'm glad that the sister's in good spirit. And I pray that everybody else who's listening is also in good spirit, even through the storm.
Thank you, my brother. And it's best that we be that encouragement, that calm hand to lead our people through crisis. Like many people, they were out of their mind, crazed, not knowing what was going on through that psychological, I would say that psychological operation that was going on during the virus. It was so much of psychological operations, secluding people, and the play that was on one psyche. Having people look at other people as the enemy for just breathing. That's, man, who that was cruel. The way they rolled this thing out with the psychological operation on the population. People looking at everybody else as if they can kill them. Absolutely insane. But we were that calm that held the people's hand even through that. Like, listen. And there's a joke out there, right? There was a guy who asked the Amish, man, how did y'all get through the coronavirus without losing one Amish person on the farm? And the Amish guy responded back and said, we don't look at TV. Most people were actually getting driven to their own demise with what they were trusted to listen to. The Amish guy responded back and said, we didn't lose one person because we don't have television. And I'll let you all fill in the gaps. Most people was like, okay, I can't taste, I can't smell. Let me run out of the safety of my home and go someplace where I can be harmed. 857 area code.
Shalom, Elder. It's I'm lawyer, and always appreciate the work that y'all provide us, to provide the churches and the subscribers. It's a great work. Always appreciate it. But I just wanted to let the chat know and the rest of the subscribers know. I think moving forward, I think this is right now we're in preparation time, and just to let everybody know, just kind of focus on stocking up on food and getting some solar chargers. You can get them on Amazon. Because the way I'm looking at this, with this war ramping up in the election, I think this EMP thing is really going to hit here. You know what I mean? Soon, eventually. And when you look at Exodus 10 and 21 through 23, even Egypt got hit with those 3 days of darkness. And if this is spiritual Egypt, we can see the same thing happening here. With China doing EMP here. So with that being said, it's profitable to stock up on some solar, anything solar right now at this point, but definitely the solar radios, solar charger cable ports, things of that nature, anything solar. That's just the way I'm looking at this, because with China being allies with Iran and this war ramping up, it's just inevitable. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. And we're going to emphasize that people make sure they add that to their preparation, their preparation list. I'm going to make sure I emphasize that. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And I'm glad the brother said that. We have to make sure that, like I said, they're not coming for us. Okay, don't get mad at the government. All right, don't get mad when where's my money and I voted for you. Folks, the government is not going to save you. They're not here to save you. They gave all the FEMA money, but they depleted the FEMA fund less than 4 years. Okay, so the whole deal is we have to look out for ourselves. And let me tell you, looking out for ourselves is what got us this far, folks. The government never sought to do anything to sustain or to be there for us. Okay? So, hey, the brother just put out there, make sure in case there is a blackout through a storm coming or whatever the case is. Who knows what they can do in the midst of a storm hitting? To make sure we have what? Backup power sources, solar charging systems, and things of that nature. Okay? Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Let's go down the line. Only going to take a few more. 980 area code. 980 area code. 917 area code.
917. Hi, Shalom, Milton.
Shalom. How are you, sister? Your name? location?
My name is Valerie, and I'm in Georgia.
Okay, what say you? Are you're in a safe place, right? You don't have anything to worry about right now, right?
Oh no, no worries, no worries. But I just wanted to just reach out and tell you thank you and all the elders so much for being here for us, because it's like if it wasn't for the Wednesday classes that you have, the Sabbath class, and also the academy, I don't know where I would actually be, because it's like I moved from New York to Georgia. I don't know anybody really here, so it's like between you and my internet family, you just keep me uplifted all the time, and so I just wanted to tell you thank you for that. Thank you all. Thank you everybody in the room. Actually, thank you for that, because I appreciate it.
Well, sister, all praises be to the Most High. That's our reasonable service. But let's see what we can do about getting you some place to gather and congregate with the church down there. Are you that far from the from
I've
the?
been looking.
Are you that far from the Atlanta body?
I don't know where the Atlanta body is. Atlanta is about an hour away from me, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's not bad of a
fine.
travel.
I travel.
There's people that take long that travel longer than that. That ain't too bad to be in proximity, because in an emergency, if you're an hour away from your family, that's a good deal, right?
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed.
Let me have your name.
Also, while I have you on the phone,
Let me have your name.
my name is Valerie.
I'm sorry about that. I wanted to make sure. Okay, go on, because I'm gonna make sure I get this to Bishop Baruch. All right, but go on.
Okay, so it's Valerie Winfrey.
You don't gotta give me your full name. Just Valerie. Baruch will call you.
Okay.
All right. What's next? Go ahead.
And I wanted to find out from you also. You had said that we could go online to donate.
Yes.
And so I tried to go to the link, but it wouldn't come up for me. So I don't know. Am I going to history.org?
No.
/
No. For the donation, if you want to donate, you go to gatheringofchrist.org.
Oh.
Gatheringofchrist.org. You'll see those lines there. Hit those lines and you'll hit donate. Once you hit donate, you'll scroll down and you'll see the options you can pay. And then if you pay through card or something like that, just hit credit card, and then it'll give you a drop down and it'll show you all the areas you can donate to. For the weekly broadcast, you can donate. For disaster relief, you can donate. It's a drop down to give you your options, and we'll put it exactly where you allocate it.
Oh, okay. No problem. Then I will do that. And again, I appreciate you, Elder, and I cannot wait for this academy. I can't wait for it.
Oh, sister, listen, we're gonna blow the top off on this one. The fall of the last empire.
I'm excited.
Hey, I'm chopping at the bits for this thing. Thank you, sister.
You're welcome. You have a blessed day, Elder.
All right, thank you. What a blessing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you have to go to gatheringofchrist.org, and the drop down, you'll see donate where the lines is, and it'll direct you from there. It's quite simple. Gatheringofchrist.org. Now, if you're going to enroll in the Hebrew Bible Academy, you go to historytimes.org for that. Okay? And yes, the fall of the last empire. Get in where you fit in. You don't want to miss this lesson. It will all be quantified. The technology, the people behind it, even, that's right, the gods they serve, bringing forth the mark of the beast. Folks, this is the ultimate good against evil. Evil is going to be on the dark side with the mark of the beast. And the righteousness will be those who withstand it, who deny it. And there'll be a clear distinction in the earth. There will be no in-betweens when it all go down. Those who choose the mark of the beast are Satan's team, and those who deny it belongs to the Almighty. And that's when the real battle begins. The fall of the last empire. Go to historytimes.org. Get in where you fit in. Let's go. I only got one or two more calls, and that will conclude this. And I'll let you, Nathanael, get back on what you have to do, because so many people are depending on you and your family being there through this storm. Okay, and make sure I'm going to give you your last words and anything any message you have to put out there before we conclude this, Nathanael, after I take these calls. All right.
Sure.
All right. 857 area code. (857). Last call for this evening. I'll take two more. 757 area code. And I think I did 407. I think I'm going to chime back there. 757 area code.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello?
How are you?
Hi. Oh, you guys are wonderful.
Praise the Most High.
I was wondering about the storms and the hurricanes. Now, the Bible talks about them.
Yep.
And God talk about what He's going to do.
Yep.
Now, people are beginning to think that they are manipulated. Do you have anything to say about that?
Oh yeah, I can break it all the way down for you. Okay. Now.
Okay.
The most they can do in this earth with HAARP and others is to try to direct the storms. Okay? I don't know if you were here earlier when I mentioned out of Ecclesiastes 39. Let me read that again for you. Okay?
Okay.
Now, let me get that for you. I'm going to read that first. Now, it's the Most High. It says the Most High persecute them that tempest and make them afraid with the storm. That's Psalms, let me get it. That's Psalms 83 and 15. Let me read that first. All right.
Okay.
This is quick. I can knock this out in no time. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. So we know it's the Most High that we should fear in these storms, because every hurricane or tornado you see is an angel. So they're still sent by the Almighty. You got that?
Yes,
I
understand.
So the whole world must fear. See, but this is where people are getting confused. Where they're getting confused is how the Most High allowed the evil to operate. That would be what? An amendment, but to take out the wickedness in this world. He will use them in their technology to actually judge the wickedness. And that's what people don't understand. Right? Now let me yeah. So the elite think that they're using this for their turn, because the elite believe that they're going to depopulate the earth and go out into the cosmos and take down the Most High in heaven. They're insane. So this is their Luciferian doctrine at the end of this, that they will sit on the sides of the north and take down God at the throne of God. Nonsense. So they're doing it on one level, believing that they're going to achieve this mission against God, when the Most High is using what they're doing too against them. Okay. Now, let me show you this. When you go to Ecclesiastes, I'm going to pull it up, the 39th chapter. That's Sirach 39. Let me pull it up here. And I read it earlier. One second. It tell you, Ecclesiastes 39 or Sirach 39 and 27 reads, all things are good for the godly. So to the sinners, they are turned into evil. So what the Most High is sending to judge the wicked, to us, is good to us, because he's going to have that pass over like he did at Gocc. And then it says right here, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. Do me a favor, Nathanazzar. Mute your mic 1 second, Nathanazzar, if you will.
Sure.
There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hell, famine, death, all these were created for vengeance. So when it comes to the tempests, the storms, the fires, the angels are still in it, sister. So even if they whip up harp, where the Most High has an angel in the middle of the sea and that angel moves over, there's still some intelligence with that angel. That angel will go to destroy exactly what he's directed to destroy, regardless of what they're doing. There's many times they've tried to use harp, sister. They tried to use it, and then the storm would still go around outside of their forecast. So again, they only have but so much power. Okay? And even if they're using harp and all of this, it cannot go as far as the Most High will allow them. Sometimes they try to stare an angel that's in the water, and that angel go right around and don't hit anything.
Okay.
Right? But here it is. There's a difference between storms, which are angels and tornadoes, and what harp does when it comes to earthquakes. That's a difference. Okay? Because earthquakes are the shifting of plates within the ground. Okay? So when they're fracking and doing all these others out there, that's causing what? Cracks in the earth that links to the fault line. Now they can cause earthquakes with the harp system. And I'm not saying this because it's a conspiracy. You can look up harp and it tell you what they can do with it. Okay, that's why there's treaties amongst other countries concerning what technologies that they are forbidden to use in forms of warfare. Okay? So again, when the people talk about the technology that the government has, they're not lying about that. But they don't understand how the Most High says, he that letteth will let until he taketh them out of the way. He's allowing them. A matter of fact, the technology they received is the knowledge they got from up in heaven. That's fallen angel technology. So they're not doing, even if they think they're doing something, it's still the knowledge and science that came from heaven. All right? So it's about us being what? It's about us operating righteously so that whatever comes, whether the enemy does it or the Most High sends it, it what? It passes by us like it did during the time of Goshen. Everything the Most High did, sister, you notice everything that the Most High did in Egypt? You had the sorcerers of Egypt try to mimic it before Pharaoh and say, we can do, here's the technology of how we can do it too. See? So everything the Most High did, you had their sages and their wizards and their top priests, their scientists in Egypt mimic it on a different level. Because why? All of that knowledge comes from heaven anyway. Okay? So there's different levels to this. You have the level of those who just deal with science and understand the technology and all that of what the governments are doing. They see it on one level. But those who see it through the eyes of the Almighty through the Word can see it on all levels. See? And it's the Bible that does what? Connects the dots and put all the pieces together. That's why a lot of people who are conspiracy theorists out there, knowing that governments are up to all type of nefarious things, they end up coming into this truth because it took us coming with the Bible to connect the dots for them. You understand?
Yes.
So that's just it in a nutshell. They can only do what the Most High allowed them to do, and they can only destroy whom the Most High is judging.
Okay. Thank
That's
you very
it.
much.
You're welcome.
It's a lot, though. And if you didn't keep your eyes on God, you would be shaking all the pieces.
True.
So,
True.
I understand. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Hey, I can't take all these phone calls, y'all popping up out of nowhere. I can't take all these phone calls, but I will be taking phone calls this coming Friday, okay? This coming Friday. So I'm sorry I see y'all popping up out of nowhere, but unfortunately, we're at the end of the broadcast. We started this early today. We had an impromptu discussion. A lot came out, and we're going to keep our eyes open during this storm. And brothers and sisters, I need y'all to keep y'all prayers out there. And at any time that something changes with what's going on there, we want people on the ground to be reporting to us and giving us real-time reports. So that what happened in Helena, in that last thing, doesn't happen again, where no one is understanding what's happening grassroots with the people on the ground. Things get knocked out. The majority of the people become silent, and the only communication we're getting is from mass media. Hence the reason we're getting in front of this on the ground with people in our church who are in those areas to give us updates. So at any time, you may see what? You may see an update on YouTube, a notification that the Gathering of Christ Church is live. It can happen any time of day or night between now until after the storm passes. So if so, come on in and we'll give you an update at that time. I'm going to end it with Nathanael. Brother, I really respect and love you. I need you to give the last word and keep us informed after this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would like to, start with one scripture, Psalms. I'll go ahead and read Psalms 107.
Let me get it for you.
Yes, sir.
One second. All right. You said Psalms 107?
Yes, sir. Psalms 107, and I'm going to start reading from 24 all the way down to 29.
Okay.
Just to conclude.
All right, let me grab it here. Yes?
Yes, sir. And also, relate to what you were mentioning earlier with the sister that you were talking to as well. It reads, Psalms 107, verse 24. It says, these see the works of the Lord and his wonders in the deep, which means in the sea. For he commanded, which is the Most High, for he commanded and raised the stormy wind. So it's the Most High who command the sea, whatever we see what's going on right now, it's a command from the Lord. It says, for he commanded and raised the stormy wind, which lift up the waves thereof. So that's from the Most High, directly. Verse 26, it says, they mount up to the heaven. I mean, we're about to see some of that stuff going on very soon. They mount up to the heaven. They go down again to the depths. Their soul is melted because of trouble. And of course, those who are, in ships and things like that in the sea, when they see things like that, of course, they are troubled. And also, we'll say for now as well, we know some people are troubled of what they're seeing. But one thing about us is that we know this comes from the Lord. And we know that the Most High is watching over us. Verse 27 says, they will to and fro and stagger like a drunkard, a drunken man, and are at their wits' end. Verse 28.
That means people are losing their minds, not realizing what's going on.
Yes, sir.
They're at their wits' end, but not those who are in the Word.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Verse 28 says, then they cry unto the Most High in their trouble, and bring them out of their distress. Verse 29 says, and he make the storm a calm, so that the waves thereof are still. So we know, again, it's like Christ says in Matthew 8 and 23 and all the way down. These things are happening and they are coming from the Most High. And when he wants to, he's going to calm the storm down. Christ says in Matthew 8, says, peace and be still. That's what he says to the storm that was coming at him. We understand what's going on. We all are prepared and ready. But at the same time, we know it's the Most High who is in charge. He's in control. So all I'm asking is for all of us to keep us in prayers, knowing that this great mighty God who raised those storms know what he's doing. And he also knows who is serving him and whom to save. So all we have to do right now is stay in the scriptures, stay in the law. Again, if you already evacuated, it's a blessing. But for those who are in certain areas that we know the storms are coming, know one thing for sure, that the Most High is on your side and we will be delivered. So I wanted to make sure I bring that forth. Understand that the storm is coming directly from the Most High God. And he will save his people like he always been doing since the time of Egypt.
Hey, ain't nothing I can say after that. That's the word of the Almighty. He's in the storm. With that, we're going to say shalom. May the Most High be with you. Nathanael, keep me updated. May the Most High be with you. Stay prayed up, sin not. And guess what? We're ready as we can be. Get on board with this church. Gathering as one, the number one at AOL.com. Send us an email. Let us know you would like to connect. Time is short. Go to historytimes.org so you can understand what's about to happen with the fall of the empire. I'm Elder Rikash Yar along with Elder Nathanael reporting live from the state of Florida. We're the children of Israel. And yes, we're back. Stay prayed up. Stay saints. Shalom.
I would dream about the end of the world. I would see the heavens be catching fire. I feel the end is near. I will sit here and I would. dream about the end of the world.
Underground Nation Productions. Michael B.